Hi, everyone, and welcome to G Rated, the podcast for the girls and the guys by a girly who gets it. I'm your host, Gigi, and I'm so excited to be back creating content and reviving the G Rated community. I took a few months off and now I'm back and better than ever, and get hyped because in today's video, I'm going to be telling you about some healthy habits that you can implement into your life to ensure success in 2026. Habit number one is to take your time. Do not rush, okay? Contrary to popular belief, you do not need to start January 1st, okay? January 1st is such a monumental day, obviously, because it is our first impression of the new year. Whatever we do on January 1st is going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Sure. But do you really expect yourself to get up and go to the gym at 7 a.m. when you were up partying and drinking last night celebrating the new year? Like, who are we kidding? Start when you are ready. If you do not start when you are ready, if you start when you're tired, if you start like when you're gonna half-ass it, you're not gonna succeed. That's like the reason you're failing is because you don't actually want to do it. Like, I mean, you really can't make yourself do things you don't want to do. Like, I've been there. I cannot make myself do things I don't want to do. But when I go into something confident, when I go into something knowing that I'm going to try my hardest, and even if I do fail, I will try and try again, that is when I actually succeed. The whole thing is do not rush. You have 12 months to succeed. A tip is that I am not going to be doing any yearly goals this year. Okay. What I'm going to be doing this year is I'm going to be setting up my goals by the months. So I have January goals, I have February goals, I have March goals. You get it. So the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like year long goals is a long time. It goes two ways. Either I start off really strong, really confident, and then I end up trickling out of it and then stopping and never picking it up again. Or I say, I have so much time to complete this year long goal that I can, I don't have to start until like August. But then it's like October, November, and I'm like, I haven't done anything to complete this goal. As I saw with last year long goals just do not work for me. For my mind, I need the limited time to 28 to 31 days to complete my goal. Number one is to revive G Rated, which I'm doing right now. Okay. Love that. My second goal is to further my knowledge of nutrition, which is a huge passion of mine. And I'm like, you know what? It's my passion. I want to pursue it. So obviously I need to learn about it. Let me educate myself. Let me educate myself on nutrition, gut health. So let me read, let me watch videos, like further my passion by gaining knowledge of it. So that is another one of my goals for January. Another way that you can split up your goals that I think would be so cute is by the seasons. I think basically it's like a bucket list, but with like a little bit more ambition. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more serious, like life things. Whatever you want your goals to be, do it by the seasons. I think that could be really cute. Like January, it could be I want to start walking on the treadmill, and then by the time spring comes, you can be like I want to walk outside. So like by the months, by the seasons, I feel like is so great because it actually splits the year up. And you may not succeed in like one monthly goal, but the good news is you have 11 other months to succeed with that goal. You get like 12 redos. You get multiple redos, whereas with the year long goal, you have one chance, and then if you don't succeed, you're like, well, that's it. I can't do anything. I can't succeed in anything. But like if you set like two to three like monthly goals, and you succeed, you're just gonna feel so much better about yourself, and you're gonna want to keep doing that. You're gonna want to keep doing that for every month. Like, and by the time the year comes around, what's like 12 times 3? 12 times 3. I don't even know what 12 times 2. Whatever that is, that's how many goals you completed this year. You completed so many goals. I was never good at math. Habit number two is to redefine your year. Another reason that a lot of people are not successful is because they don't even have a definition of what success is to them. If I have a definition for success, then I can actually strive for that. I look back on the end of the year and I was like, oh my gosh, I was actually really successful. And so, my definition of success for 2026 is to be consistent in the things that I pursue. I don't need to be insanely perfect this year. All I want for myself is to be able to look back in December and say, was I consistent? Yes. I want that answer to be yes. Was I consistent with my goals? Was I consistent just like with my passions? If the answer is yes, that's how I know I succeeded. I want you to take just like a few minutes, however long, and I want you to decide what is your definition of success for 2026. Like, what point in life are you going to be like, I am successful? What is your definition? I feel like some example definitions of success could be, I was kinder to myself during this year. I connected and put myself out into the world this year. I have done something I always wanted to do this year. It really doesn't have to be a definition of like, I need to get a job promotion, I need to make $1 million. It can be something cute, it can be something small. I want you to define what success is. Throw the Google Merriam-Webster dictionary thesaurus. This is what success looks like for me. This is Gigi's success. I was successful this year. Habit number 3 is to celebrate yourself. There are 365 days in a year. Why are you only celebrating yourself on your birthday? We are going to leave that in 2025 and we are going to start celebrating ourselves every single day this year. And how are you going to do this? You may ask. Celebrate these small things. If you are a person who doesn't usually make their bed in the morning and you start making your bed in 2026 for like a week, you could celebrate that. Go to the store and go get yourself a cupcake. Go make yourself a little sweet treat. You just made your bed for an entire week when in the last 17 years you were living, you didn't make your bed once.
Oh, that's no. In the sense that, no. You know what I'm.
No, no shame. No shame. No shame. But that is something to be proud of. You could celebrate throwing away old things that you were keeping onto. You could celebrate eating breakfast. Guys, it's a little controversial. I don't eat breakfast a lot. But literally like I could start eating breakfast more and I could celebrate that. Any reason that you can find to celebrate it. Another way to celebrate yourself is by sharing your accomplishments with somebody else. Now, it is so great to celebrate your accomplishments by yourself, yes, but also being able to share that excitement and happiness with somebody else is going to boost it like 10 times more. It's going to be so much more fun. Not only is it good for you to share your excitement with somebody else and have them reciprocate that, it could be so good for them too. Like, somebody could be having like a bad day, they could be feeling down, but then like you text them and you're like, hey, I just did this thing that we talked about. I've been journaling for a month. And then be like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so proud of you. Like, let's go get dinner. Let's go celebrate you because that's amazing, babe. Even if they're not fully succeeding in the way they want to be, hearing that you're succeeding can make them just like so much happier. I know whenever I hear my friends' accomplishments, I get so happy for them because why wouldn't I be happy for my friends? Like, I want everybody to succeed. That's why I'm making this video, clearly. Go celebrate with other people. Celebrate yourself daily. Celebrate those small wins, literally no matter how small. Habit number 4 is to add some fun and whimsy into your life. Now, guys, don't be too upset with me for using whimsy, okay? It's a very big word right now. At least it is on TikTok. Like, I'm seeing so many people being like, how to be more whimsical in 2026, how to do this, how to do like whimsy, whimsy, whimsy. Like, it is a word that comes up a lot. Now, what does this actually mean? Let's pull out the iPad. Something playfully quaint, fanciful, imaginative, or unpredictably charming, often resulting from a sudden and odd idea. Okay? Let me tell you a story, okay? So on TikTok, if you're not on TikTok, you're not going to understand this at all. But I really hope at least somebody laughs at this. There was one girl who made a video and she was like, this is how I'm going to be in my 2026 rebrand, yada yada. And in the comments, there was a girl who was like, yes, like for 2026, I'm going to get 365 buttons. And that's like all she said. And everybody was like, do you mean like you're going to collect a button every day? Do you mean you're going to like put a button in a jar for every day? Like, what do you mean 365 buttons? Because she literally like, that's like all she said. And she was like, I don't know, like I just want to have buttons. And she's like, I don't need to explain it because it makes sense to me and I don't feel like I need to explain it, okay? Like, and people have made that a meme. People have literally like made stickers of it. Like, they have taken that quote and they ran with it. Oh my gosh. All that to say, you go ahead and you get 365 buttons and you add that whimsy into your life. My like whimsy moment for right now is doing like song of the day for myself. It's only been like 6 days so far, but I have been consistent with it and it's all been like kind of like different genre of music. And I like it's fun in the moment for me to just like look back on my day and be like, like what song did I listen to a lot today and what is gonna be the song of the day. But also in December I can look back and I can listen to music that I didn't listen to for like 7 months, you know? I'm like yearning for that future nostalgia. Some whimsy that you could add to your life is you could collect stuff. I just like love when people have collections. Like collect art, collect decorative pillows, collect little naked babies, literally collect anything you want. Adding whimsy into your life is basically adding color into black and white. Like you have a coloring book that is blank. That's your life right now. You are living that ordinary sad life that everybody else is living. It's just a outline. It's just a black outline on a white page. But when you start adding like whimsy, fun, imaginative things into your life, the coloring page starts to fill with color. Okay? Look at this room. Imagine this room in black and white and now look at it in color. Like, which one is more fun? It's about being optimistic and not a pessimist. Long story short, add whimsy into your life, and overall, you will be a happier person in the end. Habit number 5 is intention over resolution. I was never a person who set resolutions for myself, and if I did, they were completely jokes. Like, one year when I was like 10 or 11, my resolution was to do a cartwheel every day. 365 cartwheels. That's not real. Like that's a joke, okay? But my reasoning is because resolutions can resort you to be so hard on yourself. Resolutions are basically saying like I need to do this exact thing this year or else. Like that's just the kind of vibe I get from resolution. Whereas intention setting is so much better. The way I see it is just like I intend to do this thing in my life. And I feel like with resolutions, it's very like short and to the point. Whereas with intentions, it's very much like I'm going to do this thing because it's going to better me in this way and this is why I'm doing it. This is why I want to do it. Obviously, you can still set resolutions if you want, but let me say this. Intentions are the thoughts or ideas that guide our actions and behaviors. They are the motivations and the purpose behind what we do. When we set an intention, we're declaring our desires and committing to taking actions that align with those desires, okay? Intentions are different from resolutions in that they focus on the process of achieving something rather than an outcome. You know, like it's the switch between the hardcore and the soft. I feel like I'm not motivated by toxic things. I'm not motivated by hard things. Okay, I'm motivated by things that are a little bit softer and a little bit more compassionate, which I feel like intentions are. In this moment, I invite you to write down a few intentions that you may have for this year. Here are my goals. Here are what I want to do. Here's what I want to achieve. Now, how do I intend to do that? Habit number 6 is to take care of yourself. There is a lot of pressure in the new year to be perfect. There's a lot of pressure to immediately change your entire lifestyle when that is not achievable and it is not healthy. I know it's hard when everybody around you already has all their shit together and you're just there like you're standing, it feels like you're standing in the middle of moving like traffic of people walking. You're just standing there where everybody else, they know where they're going, they know what they're doing, and you're trying to pull out the map and you don't know what you're doing. I know it's hard and it's so frustrating, but remember that you just lived through an entire year. You just lived through 12 months. First, I feel like we need to celebrate that before trying to change our lives completely. Sitting here, I'm really saying, wow, like I just went through an entire year. I got accepted into college. I moved states. I've been independent for like 5 months. Like, this is crazy. There are times you may want to be upset with yourself, but before you belittle yourself and before just lash out on yourself, take the time to think, like, why didn't I succeed in doing this? And like, what steps can I take to succeeding. When you fail and you ask yourself these questions of why didn't I succeed and how can I be better this time, you are going to take away the fear of failure and you're going to allow yourself to fail so much more. And what do you have to do before succeeding? You have to fail. All that to say that when you take away your fear of failing, you are so much more likely to succeed. You are so much more likely to be empowered and focused on your goals. And when you add that step of compassion to yourself for not succeeding the first few times, then it's like, okay, I got this. Like when you have that support, it's so much less about failing and it's more about succeeding. So don't let failure take over your mind. Thank you so much, lovelies, for watching this video. I am so excited to be back creating content for you guys. I know this probably wasn't the best video you ever watched in the world. I'm still learning, but I promise, like, the next one's going to be so much better. But if you watched this whole thing, I'm so thankful for you. And comment down below your intentions that you are setting for this year. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video.